Julian Moreira is pleased to be testing a very special car today that's not often seen. The numbers alone pack a punch. A V8 engine churning out 351 kilowatts and a maximum 530 Newton meters of torque. This is the Lexus RC in its top-of-the-line F version. The F stands for Japan's famous Fuji Speedway and marks the especially sporty versions of Lexus models. We're testing the RC F Carbon edition. The hood, roof, and spoiler are all made of carbon fiber. The four tailpipes inform drivers coming up from behind that overtaking the RCF is no easy task, and the car cruises on the open road. Julian loves the paddle shifters, upshift on the right, down on the left, in a tenth of a second thanks to the converter lockup clutch from second to eighth gear. If the engine's cold, in manual mode, the car shifts gears automatically to go easy on the engine. But once the engine's reached optimal temperature, drivers shift all they want. And the higher the speed, the more fun it gets. Julian says the RCF feels most at home on the Autobahn. The driver can either cruise along comfortably for longer stretches, or if there's no speed limit, as is the case here, take the Lexus to its limits. One short downshift and off you go. The 5-liter V8 naturally aspirated engine hurls the RCF from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 4.5 seconds. Top speed is 270. Lexus rates fuel consumption at 10.8 liters per 100 kilometers. In Germany, the RCF starts at 78,400 euros, but the Carbon edition costs about 12,000 euros extra. Julian says the RCF is a 2+2-seater, so let's see how much space there is in back. The front seats slide forward electronically, making it easier to climb in. Julian says it's a snug fit. He doesn't have much spare leg or headroom, but for a drive to the nearest big town, it'll do. The leather steering wheel feels good and includes lots of buttons. The cockpit is tidy. There's a big digital RPM display and an analog speedometer. And the interior has carbon fiber elements too. The sporty bucket seats not only look great, they reveal their true purpose in fast curves. The RCF has 4 driving modes: Eco, Normal, Sport, and Sport Plus. In Eco mode, a blue circle shows how eco-friendly the driving style is. If you step harder on the gas, the display goes out. When Julian switches to Sport Plus mode, he sees the display gets sportier. Lots of yellow and red, both muscular colors. Let's see if it drives that way too. The RCF roars at all frequencies, throbbing at under 3,000 RPMs and screeching at over 4,000. Although, as we found out, a sound generator helps out, but only in the Sport and Sport Plus modes. Julian says that inside, the RCF is a fairly loud car, but that's okay. It's a V8 engine after all, and it's meant to be heard. For those who prefer more quiet driving and doing the environment a favor, there's also a hybrid version of the RC called the 300H. It puts out 164 kilowatts and goes from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 8.6 seconds. Fuel consumption is rated at 5 liters per 100 kilometers. That's half the rate of the RCF. Julian says sport coupes usually have a tiny trunk with room for almost nothing. But here, the RCF proves surprisingly practical. Its 366 liters of cargo space are enough for a short getaway or your weekly shopping. What more could you ask? How about even more muscle? At the Geneva Car Show in March, a strictly limited track edition of the RCF was unveiled that's some 80 kilos lighter. Using an electronic launch control, Lexus says this lightweight RCF goes from 0 to 100 in under 4 seconds.